Suicide Squad is a movie that came out at the perfect time for me. In 2016, I was 13, the usual age for the extremely edgy and cool phase. So when there are trailers for this extremely edgy and cool movie about bad guys being the main characters with Will Smith from Men in Black, my little 13-year-old self was hooked. Honestly, the promotional material for this movie went all out. When it comes to trailers, the posters, and the soundtrack, everything worked to make this movie look good. It was a movie that everyone in middle school had to watch. Unfortunately, it failed to deliver.
You can see me on the Riviera dressed like a playboy. Or you can catch me up in Riviera's Tuesday night. Pillow fights with Dominican mothers. That's what happens when it's swayed on the roof. Swerving lane to lane in the coupe. Shit, if I crash it, probably just leave it as a token that your boy could have died right there, no joking.
This movie was big for the wrong reasons. The concept was interesting, the characters were okay, the action was, well, we'll get back to that. And the Halloween after the movie released was flooded with Harley Quinn and Jared Leto Joker costumes. Everybody was playing that 121 Pilots song, except me who was blasting the Skrillex with Rick Ross. Let's talk about the music first, since it's probably what I like the most from the movie. None of the songs are masterpieces, but they stick in your head and are good listens. Sucker for Pain is great, Heathens is a middle schooler's favorite song, Gangsta makes me feel like Harley Quinn, Dancing in the Rain is catchy, and Purple Lamborghini is hit or miss for some people, but I enjoy Skrillex, so it gets a pass from me. There are some other songs, but I don't think about them as much as these. I am disappointed that Sucker for Pain and Heathens are saved for the credits, but I could still listen to them without watching the movie. Along with the music, the intro scene where Waller introduces the characters has some nice graphics. I'll talk about these intros more later, but for now let's just talk about the graphics. They had a sense of style, which they also used for promotional materials like posters, and they even made similar skull icons for the musicians who were part of the soundtrack. As for the rest of the movie, the overall dark colors in most scenes is boring, and the subtitle font for Enchantress's language and El Diablo speaking Spanish looks goofy. Also Katana speaking Japanese, but I forgot about that whole scene. Let's get on with the characters. The main characters include Deadshot, Harley Quinn, Colonel Flag, Captain Boomerang, Killer Croc, El Diablo, Enchantress, Waller, and Katana. Here's the problem. You basically know nothing about these characters when you see them, so you have to be given information by Waller at the beginning. Except only Deadshot, Harley, Flag, and Enchantress get any real story. El Diablo, Captain Boomerang, and Killer Croc get like 30-second segments, while Harley gets like a 5-minute segment, as well as multiple flashbacks throughout the movie. Deadshot is given a bit less time in his opening, and only has one real conflict outside of the main story, but it's still way longer than the other characters. There's also another character, Slipknot, but he gets a really short introduction, which is just his power, that he dies just like that. The only positive I can really give about the characters is I like Deadshot. He's cool. He also says the thing.
What, we some kind of Suicide Squad?
Back to the main problem with the characters. Harley and Deadshot seem to go back and forth for who's really the main character. One scene you have Deadshot being in the center, trying to be shown as the leader of the bad guys, and in the next, Harley is being given more time to shine, and like I said, she has her flashback segments giving her more character. Seems like they tried doing an Avengers thing, but when it comes to Avengers, we learned about the characters before that movie came out. They even did a similar scene where Nick Fury shows Captain America the baseball cards to get everybody back together, except it's with letters from Deadshot's daughter. Now, even if the characters themselves are kind of boring, action scenes in movies usually make them more enjoyable. It doesn't matter if the characters suck. The action scenes in this movie are just lame. The only abilities the main characters have are shooting or using bladed or blunt weapons. El Diablo can use fire, but he only uses his power twice for fighting. Not to mention there are so little big fight scenes. There's the first one where Deadshot shows his capabilities to Flag, the one in the tower after and while Harley is going up the elevator, then there's the last fight. In between those fight scenes are characters walking and talking. There's the one scene with the Joker in the helicopter, but that's barely a fight. Don't worry, I'll talk about the Joker later. The main villain is kind of a twist, but when Waller shows us all the main characters and we get to Enchantress, she already looks out of place, so when she ends up deserting, it's not really a surprise. Her design is pretty creepy and mysterious, but after she deserts and Waller tries to kill her, her brother saves her and her design just becomes the actress, becoming a little gray with almost no clothes. Her original design comes back during the final fight for some reason. I guess it's her barbaric fighting form. Her brother is just a big bodyguard the main cast has to kill before fighting the main bad guy, and this is when El Diablo has his first hero moment by embracing his power to fight evil or something. After they kill Enchantress, Flag's girlfriend is fine and Waller still threatens them, but they all get some kind of reward for doing their part, except Boomerang, who just wanted freedom and didn't get it. Croc gets a man cave, Deadshot gets to see his daughter for a bit, and Harley gets an espresso machine, then gets broken out of jail by... I don't actually hate Jared Leto's performance. His backstage stuff like gifting used condoms and rats is pretty fucked up, but I'm not talking about that in this video. What I want to talk about is how little he's used. Clearly the movie wanted Joker to be used a lot more than he was, considering how much he was used in trailers. Jared's performance itself isn't terrible. The character design, while doesn't feel like the Joker, gets the job done, and he's definitely supposed to be important, but he just shows up, does things, shows up a couple more times before dying, then shows up again at the end. Outside of the movie, Jared's Joker had a chokehold on Halloween of 2016. There were so many people dressing up as Joker and Harley Quinn. I remember one guy in particular in middle school who tried playing his character too, even did the hand tattoo laugh thing. I really do believe this Joker could have been something if he was actually used. Suicide Squad is a movie that pops into my mind then vanishes after a while, but over the past few weeks, it's been lingering, and I have no idea why. This video was a way to dump these thoughts out and just share how much I would like to enjoy this movie more. It's a fun watch to laugh at, and if you were in middle school when it released, you would know how cool it looked and how much everybody wanted to see it and thought it was amazing. Thanks for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one.